And there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, it is now February 14th. There we go, February 14th. Time to wear red. It's Valentine's Day. Got my little friend over there, Yosemite Sam. It's my new partner, my new co host. Yeah, Yosemite. Love those cartoons. All good stuff. Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. It's one day a year, is it not? No, well, actually, no. I got my wife a card that said, no, it's not. My Valentine's Day. She's my Valentine all the time. Ah, that's sweet. I thought it was sweet. Anyhow, that's where that one went. But is it not? Is it not? Is it really important to be with somebody all the time that you respect, love, and enjoy being with? Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna look for comments right now. Hopefully, we get nothing that's too derogatory, but it's up there for you if you want to comment on that one. But Valentine's Day. So I looked up Valentine's Day because hey, if we're going to talk about it, might as well talk about it. It's got a big history behind it. I'm going to play a video that'll talk about that. But I'm going to reading off over here. Valentine's Day, also called Saint Valentine's Day or the Feast of Saint Valentine, is celebrated annually on February 14th. It originated as a Christian feast day honoring one or two early Christian martyrs named Saint Valentine, and through later folk traditions has become a significant cultural, religious, and commercial celebration of romance and love in many regions of the world. That was interesting. But here was another thing I came across too, is the fact that Valentine's Day is not one day. That was kind of like interesting too, huh? It was actually a number of days. Let me go pull that one up. Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. And now let's go on this one. I think we picked it up over here. And that was, oh, nope, that was not it. But Valentine's Day was actually celebrated over a couple of days. And that was kind of, there we go. Why do we celebrate Valentine's Day? And that had to do with 7 different days that was celebrated on the whole thing. I got to find this whole thing, where to go. Don't know. Wish I did know. So we're now singing on this thing. Oh, I found it before, but it was 7 different days. It was Hug Day. It was Chocolate Day. I don't know. Maybe that was the first time we're going commercial. Hug Day, Chocolate Day, Romance Day. Then it was also Ask You to Marry Me Day. I don't know. So, and then next thing you know, it's there. But here's what I'd like to do. Let's go play the video with it. And I do hope that this is not, you never know. It's a copyright stuff. I still want to get that one figured out, is what is copyrighted, what's not. Sometimes it's not that clear on here. But this is through, I'm going to put that on there, ancient history. So I got to imagine it's okay, and it's here to play. So we're going to play it. And, if my friends over there in Google land or whatever decide that I broke a copyright thing, I do apologize. But we're going to play it right now anyhow. So here we go. The history of Valentine's Day.
Chocolates and red roses. There were animal sacrifices, wolves, and couples chosen by lot. Stick around to learn all about the history of Valentine's Day. Hello and welcome to Ancient History Encyclopedia. My name is Kelly, and today, in honor of Valentine's Day, we're going to have a look at the day's origins and its legendary history. Don't forget, the easiest way to support us is by giving this video a like and subscribing to our channel so you don't miss out on any new uploads.
There you go, subscribe to the channel.
Across the world and in many forms, Valentine's Day or Saint Valentine's Day is celebrated by the giving of gifts, cards, and flowers in the name of the Christian Saint Valentine on February the 14th. According to legend, there were at least 3 different Christian saints named Valentine or Valentinus who were martyred, one of which because they kept marrying young couples in secret, even though the Roman Emperor Claudius II had banned young men from getting married because they were the best soldiers and he preferred them unwed. This story, like every other concerning the holiday, is not historically attested. Another concerns itself with the first Valentine greeting given by a man or a priest named Valentine. In prison, he fell in love with a young girl, and before his death, he wrote her a note and ended it with "From your Valentine," a saying which is still in use today. Whatever the true story is behind these legends, they all concern themselves with romantic notions, something that has survived to the modern day. It has also been claimed that the Roman festival of the Lupercalia was the origin for modern day Valentine's Day. The Lupercalia was celebrated between the 13th and the 15th of February and can be traced back to the 6th century BCE. Lupercalia was thrown in honor of both the fertility god Luperca and the she-wolf Lupus, who nurtured the founders of Rome, Romulus and Remus. The Luperci, who were Roman priests, would sacrifice a dog for purification and a goat for fertility at the beginning of the festival at the sacred cave where it was believed that Romulus and Remus were cared for by the she-wolf. Based on Roman texts, at the beginning and at the end of the Lupercalia, young men would race naked around the Roman circus and slap at women with a bloody hide. This was thought to increase their chances of getting pregnant, or if they already were, for them to have a healthy child. Later texts claim that young unmarried boys and girls of a marriageable age were paired off during the Lupercalia, and that this established the romantic connection which carried on through Valentine's Day. This claim, however, has been challenged by modern scholars. The first mention of Valentine's Day in writing appears in circa 1382 in the Parliament of the Fowls, written by the English poet Geoffrey Chaucer. The Parliament of the Fowls relates the tale of the mating of the birds on St. Valentine's Day, and how the eagles, who were the top of the social ladder, had to choose first before others could choose their mates. The three male eagles argue over who will have the hand of the fair female, until Mother Nature gets tired of all this talk and asks the female which of the three she would choose, and she says she will have none of them and will wait until next year. The rest of the birds rejoice because they can finally express their love and choose a mate. Chaucer presents the observance of Valentine's Day as if his audience would already be acquainted with it, even though it hasn't been written down prior to his poem. This has led scholars to believe that Chaucer actually invented Valentine's Day, and his poem of love, courtship, and mating established the themes for the modern holiday. The central image of Valentine's Day, the heart and the winged Cupid, definitely comes from Rome. Cupid was the son of the messenger god Mercury and Venus, the goddess of love. He was envisioned as a winged baby with a bow whose arrows would inspire love in anyone he struck. Beginning in the 14th century CE, Christian artists began depicting the pagan Cupid as a Christian angel, and by the early 19th century CE, baby Cupid with his bow and heart symbolizing love began appearing on Valentine's Day cards. Since the 19th century, the holiday has only become more and more popular, and it is now one of the most widely observed holidays in the world, in whatever form that may take. So, how do you feel about Valentine's Day? Do you celebrate it? Are you a fan of it? Let us know down in the comments below. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, chuck it a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any new uploads.
There you go, my friends. That is the story. It's unbelievable how many of these things change over years, time, definitions, depends upon point of view and everything like that. So what was Valentine's Day? Pagan holiday? Christian holiday? Or just become a commercial holiday? Well, it definitely has become a commercial holiday, as with so many different holidays that we all celebrate. It's just kind of nuts, right? I mean, when are we ever going to get back to really, truly, or maybe not the pagan side of things, but just the goodwill side of everything, not just a matter of who could outdo who in decorations and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know. And the violence that's behind everything too. Crazy stuff. Courting of a woman. Oh, that sounds so nice and romantic. And yes, it is. Until you really take a look at what goes on over there, is the men fight and beat the crap out of each other in order to be seen. And maybe nature's got its way on that one too. Where I think it's the birds and stuff like that. Sometimes the birds have more of the colorful feathers and things like that. Or the penguins go out and they do more in order to be seen and chosen by the woman, as opposed to everybody man, humankind beating the crud out of each other to get to be noticed and the rest of that stuff. Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not too sure where I'm going to go with the rest of this one here today, other than I know I ran across something before that said it was multiple days that we celebrate. So I looked at that 14 days. I'm going to try finding this one more time. It was the 14 days of Valentine, and it only mentioned 7 days. I definitely want to find that one. Oh, here we go. 14 days of Valentine's, and then you got a Valentine's week that goes on in there. Oh, and I still can't find it. So I don't know. There we go. Search for. Let's try this one. Search for Valentine week list. There we go. Which day is 7th to the 14th? Maybe that's where it is. One more time. One more time. Oh, there we go. We can find this thing. So the 9th is Chocolate Day. And this is this year. So we missed it, obviously. We did miss it since it's the 14th. But that was Chocolate Day on the 9th, not today. On the 10th, it was Teddy Day. We can define that one as you wish, whether it's a teddy bear or wearing a teddy. So be it. That was on the 10th. The 11th was Promise Day. We should call that Integrity Day, should we not? So much to be said on that note. But Promise Day. Oh, I promise to be with you forever. I promise my love for you forever. That's a good thing to promise, my friends. Find the right person. You promise that one out. The 12th is Hug Day. Hug Day. And let's see if we can pull up a few more of these things as I click on over here. Yep, the 12th is Hug Day. The 13th is Kiss Day. And I guess sealed with a kiss would be Valentine's Day on the 14th. Oh, so romantic. Oh, so historically placed with violence. Oh, so sad on these things. But it changes. Doesn't everything change? Doesn't everything and its perception of all kind of change through? We're going to go look to see if I get any crazy ass comments over here. No, not yet. But does it matter? Does it really matter? So your Valentine, your love, your person that you entrust yourself with, the one that you share all the secrets with, should that be a one-day affair or should it be all throughout? Should you be true throughout the whole thing? Oh, my answer to that is yes. It absolutely is yes. Dedication to somebody, without a doubt. And I know you're listening to this one, so but dedication, sincerity, all the rest of that stuff, credibility. I know we keep talking about that from the business sense, right? You know, how do you build trust with somebody? Well, you gotta be credible. You've got to have best intentions. You've got to have a sense of what it is and who you are, you know, as you continue to grow. I think in the business world, perhaps it's a little bit easier than it is in a relationship. Why is that? Well, if you're in your own business, it's always you. You could kind of change through time, through relationships too, but you change through time, but you're in control of that business. If you have a board of directors, if you have a partner, whatever, you as a collective group continue to change that. If it doesn't work out with one of your board members or partner, well, if you prepare properly, there's always ways to make that change, that leadership change as it goes along. But in a marriage, maybe it's become a little bit too easy to have that leadership change. A divorce rate, I don't know what the current number is, but my guess is it's not getting lower. Hopefully it's stabilized. I don't even know, but it's a lot. It's so easy to get divorced. Too easy, maybe, for that to happen. But a relationship with someone, a long-term relationship with someone is not an easy thing to do because you both change. You both adapt. You both look at things differently. My wife and I had an earlier discussion about looking at things differently. But if the communication is there, that's good. If the big picture is there, that's good. And then you kind of grow from there. But it's something to be discussed and something to know. And it's a good question is how do you know that? How do you really know that getting into a relationship with somebody? Now, forget about Valentine's Day for a day. I'm talking about Valentine's Day for 360 4 days a year, all the time, even on those leap years. It's not the easiest thing in the world, is it? But it is something that we do need to continue to work on. It does need to be worked on. Communication has to happen on that thing, and a sharing of goals, sharing not of just the daytime goals, not of oh, what do I have to do today? Yeah, such as bring out the garbage. Is it garbage day again? God, she loves when I ask that question. I've only been in the same house now for a number of years. One of these days, I should actually know what it is instead of looking down the street, seeing if the neighbors put out the garbage. Like, okay, it's garbage day, paper day, recycling day, the rest of that stuff. But the big picture goals, the longer term things. What do you want life to really look like? And it does change. There are a lot of things that affect us that get in there that some of them are not what you call on the plan. They just get tossed into the equation and you got to deal with it. Just have to deal with it. There is no choice. You either deal with it or you quit. How about you? We're not quitting life. That's not in the cards. Some things are self-inflicted. It happens. Some things are not self-inflicted. That happens too. If everything's built upon those daily goals, well, I mean, I've had a whole bunch of daily goals that get blown to smithereens. Just is. Just kind of is. And I can sit here in hindsight and say it just kind of is during those moments of, well, frustration does rise and the rest of that stuff. But I think if the longer term goals, are there and the two of you are at least in the same chapter, maybe not on the same page, and at least in that same chapter about what some of those longer term goals are, well, then things do work itself out. Just got to know what the longer term goals are. Not easy again. So many of these things are just not easy again. Long-term goals. Where do you want to live when we finally retire? Do we really want to retire? What does retirement actually look like? Whoa, there's a question and a half. Oh, I enjoy many of the things I do. I don't know if I would ever retire in that sense of the word. Really focus in on the things that I enjoy doing. Okay, that's good. What about where to live? Still here? Very possible. Move to some place where maybe it doesn't snow. Also very popular. Different areas have different personalities. That's a factor in the whole thing. So it's wide open. A lot of things are wide open, given the fact of doing more things online in a digital format. That also opens up a whole array of possibilities too. Well, do the two work hand in hand? Do the two of you work hand in hand in that? Very well, maybe. Hopefully you do. And the question is, how do you do that? It all comes down to communication, as with your business too. Hey, look, if we had a business that was here, a brick and mortar business that was here, and we wanted to move someplace where, let's just say it doesn't snow. Well, how do we do that? Sell the business? Possible. Let somebody else manage the business? Possible. What if we really love the business? Maybe open up another store. Maybe open up another place. That could be it, but that still is another lifestyle. Still is. Hey, you know that. Oh, my business owners, you really know that. If you have a place of business and you're responsible for employees or your local customers, and if you have one of those in-person kind of businesses, that's a big factor. It's a big factor. All of a sudden, if you go someplace else and you can't bring that business with you and you don't want to go through the effort of duplicating that business, replicating that business at another location, that's a big deal. And that's not a go it alone thought process either. Your spouse has to be part of that. Partner has to be a part of that. It's tough. It definitely is tough. And maybe that's the key to Valentine's Day not being a day, but a long-term aspect, a long-term partnership where you don't need just chocolates on a day or flowers on a day or whatever else the gift is on a day. Actually got a chunk of cheese on a day too. It was a heart-shaped cheese thing, So it's so many considerations, so many factors that go into it. Maybe it's not just, back in the day, whoever's the strongest gets the female, gets the partner and that kind of thing. Oh, I think that's a bit antiquated, don't you? And what is the strongest? Are physically the strongest? We're not out there hunting for food anymore, are we? We're developing careers, success is in a whole different light. It's not just the physical attributes. It all changes up quite a bit over time. So there's a lot of people a lot stronger than I am. I don't know how well I would do on a fighting field, but maybe I would do better in some other places. You were going to go back 1,000 years, 2,000 years, 3,000 years, whatever that was. I always wondered how I would fare if I had to fight my way, and that was the way of success. Had to go hunt my own food, run around actually hunting for food. Don't know. It's a lot easier paying for food than it is hunting for food. Give that something. But it's changed. It has changed quite a bit. But the long-term goals have not. I think the long-term aspect of it's not, especially nowadays, man. It's not so much as going into a marriage, it's going into a partnership. It's going into a long-term partnership. And to make that long-term partnership work, it really pays to know who the other person is, what their overall thoughts are with different things. Do you have to be exactly on the same page with somebody? No, it'd be like you're marrying yourself. I don't think that makes sense. You wouldn't go into a partnership with yourself either. That makes no sense, right? No. It's First off, I think that would be boring. The other side of it too, especially in a business sense. I mean, could you imagine if the other person agreed with you and you agreed with the other person all the time, every time, all the time, and you both thought exactly the same way? Where's the benefit to that? None. Somebody needs to look at things from a slightly different point of view. That's how we grow. As long as you can listen, got to use those ears. As long as you can listen to those other ideas, agree or disagree, that's fine, but you got to be able to listen to it. Same thing holds true in a partnership, in a marriage, or partnership, relationship, long-term relationship. It's a matter of listening, growing with each other, and making it work that way. So, what does the future hold? Well, I'm not going to become a sword fighter, anything like that. Not get into a boxing ring, anything like that. I think those days are long gone. But it's a consideration. Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? How are we going to go and do it? I don't know. I don't know. But we've been discussing that. The world is full of possibilities. And once that can be decided on, I'm sure something else is going to throw its way into that decision. It's going to change things up a little bit, whether it's family, where family lives and stuff like that. How far away do you want to be? How close do you want to be? Business, where do you want to do? What you want to do? How that's going to work. Could be discussed a lot about the nonprofit world too, about how we want to help and do and participate, in different things. A lot of considerations there. That talking, that talking is absolutely everything, right? As you go through. So go take a look at Valentine's Day. 7 days or 14 days, whatever it might be. Yeah, whatever it may be as that stands. I had no idea it was those different days that got tossed into the equation. Could have spread out the chocolate and the rest of that stuff. Yes, so be it. I didn't see cake day in there. Did I? No, I got a chocolate cake though. Not a cake, not just chocolate pieces as that goes. But it changes. Just like Valentine's Day changed over the years, just like many other holidays seem to have changed how they're celebrated over the years. Relationships change over the years, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. As long as you're both sticking somewhere along on that same path, it certainly is a good and exciting thing. And then, well, the differences, something to be discussed, something to work out. Because I tend to think, even those things that we kind of, differ on, I don't know if we differ on the end goal with it, perhaps a little bit, but on the execution of it, perhaps. And then there's some happy compromise that comes in there, or is it just an alternative way of doing things? That's some of what I like to look at is that alternative way of doing things. We now certainly with technology, we have the ability to do things like totally different, you know, totally different. And there's so many different ways of doing stuff. There's so many different ways of looking at things, and there's so many different things that change, continue to change over the time. Why not the way we look at stuff? Why not the way that we are actually looking to help in different aspects of it? Do we physically need to do something, or do we kind of, I was going to say mentally? Mentally is not really the word, but do we use the written word or the verbal word to help out different organizations? Maybe more effective that way rather than going out and actually doing the work, but about inspiring others to participate, in that thing that are maybe better suited to actually do the day-to-day aspect of it. I think that's exciting. I know for me it is. I love telling the stories of other folks of what they're doing, finding out what it is that they find to be interesting, and perhaps you too would find that to be an interesting thing. Oh, it's just like how we changed around Valentine's Day from a one-day approach to a longer term aspect of it. It all changes up, does it not? Definitely continues to be where it's at. Ah, it's all good. All right, so we got another couple of minutes over here. Let's see what we want to say here for Valentine's Day and every other holiday. I probably won't highlight each and every holiday as we go through because, some maybe appropriate. Well, whatever. I don't do every holiday as it comes through, but this one I thought was important because this one I think does affect each and every one of us. It's a big one. It's something that can be celebrated, seems to be celebrated by everybody now. And maybe that's because of the commercial aspect of it that we do. But there's a few other holidays that all of a sudden have grown quite a bit because it seems to be more of a holiday that could be celebrated by everybody. What's interesting is the history of some of these holidays. I've always found that to be fascinating and how it's changed over time and the message that gets delivered out over so many of these things. Also find it interesting that so many holidays start off with some sort of violence that's behind it. Hmm. Well, hopefully that's something that changes also. Maybe we just start a new holiday that's got to do with the good, the true good. It starts at a good place and becomes a better place, not starts at a violent place or some competition standpoint. Maybe it just starts at a place where we can all make ourselves better, everybody across the board, and make it work that way. So, and where does that begin? Well, as to quote somebody, it does begin at home and then grows from there. So, be involved at home, open up that communication, let it grow from there to partner, family, community, your neighborhood, the region, and go from there. And I think that's something that will really make a long term difference for everybody as we all look for some way to improve upon something, whether it's improving upon ourselves, improving upon our family, improving upon a community, and doing things like that. So maybe it would be corny to say spread the love. Don't want to spread the chocolate. Too many calories in that one. I get it, double chocolatiers. Every once in a while, it's a good thing to do something that's sweet. But we do need to start spreading smiles more often. So let's go with that. I don't think that's too corny. But let's start spreading smiles more often. Maybe not just on that one day a year or on that special holiday that you have, but on every day of the year. Do something good. Spread a smile. Just smile at somebody. Hey, who knows? You may make their day. And if you want to do something more than smile, well, you could do these three things. You could speak well, you could speak often, and you could live inspired and maybe help somebody put a smile on their face by seeing you smiling yourself. Have an incredible day. We'll be back again.